Tommy's the one that gave us the name Rowdy Boys, mind you, which is why we call it.
Actually,
Really?
Andrew did.
No. I thought it was you.
I thought that it was you,
No, I got it from him.
and you got it from Tommy. That's fucking crazy.
Hold up, who got that white girl, save me a bump? Drew over there on the table, he slumped. Pringle dancing like Jamaican on rum. Teddy's in the bathroom taking a hold up. Who got that white girl, send me a line? Tamim got the hookah, he's taking his time. Tommy's wildin', I should break up that fight, but this is a day in the life of the Rowdy Boys. Gang, gang. Let me check my stance. Hey,
Squad.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Rowdy Boys back in the building. Drew over here, Ted over there. Give him a little snippet of that gold teeth, brother.
Oh, the gold tooth. Y'all want to see the gold tooth? Yeah. Look at that ugly mug. Look at that ugly mug. Yeah, buddy. And look at the work. Look at the work of the minoxidil. This ain't God's work. This ain't God's work at all. This is the work of science. Look at the minoxidil growing my damn little pubic hairs on my face. Yeah.
Hey, in time, it'll be there. In time, it'll be there. Hey, so guys, I was, it's the birthday. I don't know if you guys know about the Rowdy Boys, but there's a lot of August birthdays, a lot of August babies. You know what I mean? Yep. Tommy's, rest in peace, was just on the 2nd. Mine's is coming here. We're recording this video on the 4th. Mine's is in 2 days, so I'm having a little bourbon. I usually don't drink too much on camera anymore, but it's a little bit of an occasion, so I'll have a little sip. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, brother. Oh, my bad. You already said
Oh, my bad. And Ted's is on the 11th, so a lot of birthdays. You know what I mean? Like half the gang is in August. But I was thinking to myself, I think a lot of dudes nowadays, and people in general, but a little bit more of a magnifying glass on guys, because I personally believe that guys are, made to serve and help out others. I think too many people just don't know how to bring value to other people. What you got to say about that, Ted? Like that's what this show going to be, bringing value to other people and giving you guys game on that.
Yeah. So your idea is basically like a lot of people just expect people to like them just because.
Just like them.
Or expect them to want to be around them just because.
Just like them. Just, give things to them. Because, I think a lot of people nowadays is like, we live in a microwave society. You know what I mean? Everything is super fast. Everybody wants to take. And nobody really wants to give. And we kind of lost the art of helping out others to, gain leverage, to have options, to have people actually see value in you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like a lot of people, oh shit. You know what I just realized, bro? This damn light is way too fucking bright. This is not how I record these videos. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Yeah, it was all the way up. Man, goddamn. My bad, y'all. Hang on. Let me fix myself. This is some damn ghetto productions, bro. Like the Hodge twins say, some ghetto productions.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, something's off right now. Something's off. And I realized I'm like washed the fuck out on the camera. So, well, I can never be washed out. I'm fucking black as midnight. But I was looking a little light skinned, I'll say. I was looking a little light.
He was looking a little Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I had some Curry action going on. We both had some Curry action going on, but that's a different story.
Yeah, but what you got to say about that, fam?
Yeah, no. So what I was gonna say was, I feel like a lot of people look for handouts. They also expect people to just gravitate towards them just because. Now, if people gravitate towards you because you have an alluring vibe and you have an alluring presence, that's one thing, right? And honestly, it kind of does bring value into their life, because as selfish as it seems, they feel like they're with somebody of importance or importance to their life. They feel like you're healthy to be around, whatever the case may be. You're good for their soul, whatever, right? But if you're like, why don't people like me? Why don't I have friends? Blah, blah, blah. And I know some people like this. Why don't people like me? Why don't I have friends? Like, why do I always get in arguments with people? It's like, cause honestly, you're just fucking terrible. You are just god awful. And like, if you're not working on yourself, like nobody's gonna fucking want to be around that. And you're actually devaluing people who come around you because they see how you act, and people are associating them with you, and it looks bad on them. Not to mention you're bad for people's mental health because you're like corrupting them. You're toxic to be around. It's like, there's so many reasons why. There's so many answers to your questions, essentially. There are so many answers to your questions. You're just not looking for them, right? So, in my opinion, it's very important to be self-reflective and know that if you're not bringing even the smallest bit of value to somebody's life, they're probably not going to want to stick around, because at the end of the day, they could look back and be like, man, why the fuck do I even hang out with this motherfucker? Why the fuck do I even do business with this motherfucker? Why the fuck am I in a relationship with this motherfucker? Why the fuck am I roommates with this motherfucker? Like, and you're pushing people away indirectly by just not even trying to be of any sort of value to that person's life, right? So anyway, that's really like my first point. But anyway, I know you got some more points to make on this.
Yeah, no, I wanted to touch on what you just said about business, right? And, you know, economy's kicking everybody's ass, right? Build Back Better's not working out, Joe Biden. Thank you very much. So I had to throw that in there. You know, people are struggling right now financially, right? You know, depending on what income bracket you're in. People are really struggling right now, right? But I also, even with this, you know, economy not being the greatest it's ever been, and, you know, people struggling, I want people to be able to find silver linings in this, right? And what you said, like business, right? Everybody. And, you know, again, I want a little bit more of a magnifying glass on guys, because, you know, guys, we're here to serve. We're here to help people. You know what I mean? So I especially, I'm going to be a little bit more harder on the guys on this one. But everybody in general is always like, how can I get a promotion? How can I get a job? How can I be a millionaire? How can I get a job at this place? You know what I mean? How can I live in a nice neighborhood? And it's always I, right? But if you start coming to the point of how do we, you know what I mean? How do we solve this problem? How do I help you guys out? And you start making other people the priority and just coming out and giving a helping hand, you'll find yourself a lot more closer to those problems that you're facing of how do I be a millionaire? How do I, you know, live in this zip code and nice neighborhood? Or how do I get this job over here? If you just start helping out people, you'll find yourself a lot more closer to those answers than you were just saying, oh, I'm going to have my hand out. I want to take, and not give you anything back in return. Like, that's how you build leverage. That's how you build options. That's how you see that's how you make people see in you that you're very fucking valuable. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. And to piggyback on that, it was a really good point that you said, like, helping people and how that can alter your relationship with them. I would say, like, a lot of people, too many people, if we're focused on men, too many men look for handouts, and nobody wants to help you if you're not helping them, essentially.
Exactly.
You just gonna look like a bum, right? And I'm not talking like monetary help. Honestly, you know, you should be working to get into a place in life where you shouldn't ever have to ask for monetary help, right? And I'm not speaking from a high horse whatsoever on that, but you should always have that mentality of I shouldn't be in my 30s asking people to hold $100.
That's crazy.
Until next week. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not just talking about that. I'm just talking about help in general. If you're not actually putting forth an effort to just do kindness to other people, then they're not going to really see a reason to do acts of kindness to you. And I'll give like a minimal, like a very bare minimal basic example, right? So like, if you like, say you cook a mean dish, right? Like say you cook like a fat pot of fucking chili, because that's what I like to cook, some good old Texas
He makes
chili,
a damn
right?
good chili, man. It's hella fucking good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna open up my own restaurant one day, bro. And I'm not gonna be no damn, you know, manager at it. It's just gonna be running. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have people run it. It's just gonna be like Teddy's Chili or some shit. Because that chili's fucking.
Oh, man.
And it's gotten a lot better since college, because that's the thing with Andrew. He had it in college when I was just like trying to figure it out, and he had it like probably just maybe.
I think LA
a
I might
year
have
and a
had
half
it. I think
ago.
LA I might have had it.
Yeah, that was probably like a year and a half
Yep.
ago. So like he saw like the evolution of my chili. But anyway, this video is not about chili. So say I could talk about my chili for hours. But say you cook a big old fat pot of delicious chili, right? And you you put some in a Tupperware and you just give it to your friend because or your coworker or whatever because you know that they like chili. Hey, I brought you some chili, and they're like, oh man, thank you so much, bro. Then say that same coworker or the friend or whatever is like going to Starbucks. Hey, what do you want from Starbucks? Oh, I'll take a venti caramel macchiato. All right, cool. Hey, should I like Venmo you, Cash App? What do you take? Cash? They'll be like, nah, don't sweat it, bro. Because you hook them up, so then they're gonna hook you up. Now that's a very small example,
Right.
but you see that relates to how people
Yep.
think. If you never did shit for them, that thought wouldn't even cross their mind to give it to you for
yeah.
free. The thought would be, let's do Zelle. That's the first thing that would come to mind. Yeah, let's do Zelle. And that's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just there's no mutual transaction in your life in general. If you're constantly like asking them for stuff, they will never give you anything for free. They'll never stick their neck out for you. They'll never do anything. You know what I mean? And then a bigger example of that, right, is say I don't know if I should use that as an example. No, I'm not going to use that.
Let me hop on an example on that, right? Because it's building in my brain right now.
Go ahead.
That chili example he just gave you, right? He starts handing out chili to everybody. He's like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Like, he comes back home, and it's like one of his passions. He wants to have everybody taste his chili. Now, that could be a start of a fucking business. You know what I mean? You give everybody a plate of chili. Boom, 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 boom. At the job or at, a community meeting or at the country club, whatever the case may be, right? He cooks up the chili here. Oh, my gosh.
Chili cook-off.
Oh, my gosh.
The neighborhood chili cook-off.
Yeah, they're like, oh, my gosh, Ted, this is such a good chili, man. How do you do this? Hey, do you know I'm over here about to start a business that actually you can come and actually get chili every single day. You won't have to wait for me to make it. It's going to be right there at that food truck down the road. And they're going to be like, oh, my gosh, man, that is so amazing. But if you never extended that hand out and be like, hey, try my chili out, are you just doing it? You know what I mean? Not even with the thought of getting anything back in return. I want to make sure that that's very clear. You're not doing this to necessarily be like, oh, they're going to give me something back in return. You're just doing this from, you know what I mean? You want to help people, right? Then people might start asking you, instead of like you even opening up a food truck, right? That might be even a little bit too far down the road. People be like, oh my gosh, have you ever thought about opening up a food truck? And people start putting the idea into your mind like, hey, listen, you gave 10 of us chili over here at the country club. We want you to open up this food truck like tomorrow because we're all going to be your customer. And that's the start of your business right there.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? So like,
It's
such a powerful thing when you help people out, man. You know, like people have absolutely lost the fact of bringing value to people. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to give an example of my own on that, right? Let's say, for example, you want to work like at a ranch or at a farm or something, right? You got some interest like me. You know what I'm saying? With the cowboy hat and shit. You want to go over there with all the damn cattle and steers and horses and shit, right? You want to be like Drew over here. No. But you're like, hey, I want to get a ranch job. I want to get a cowboy job, right? Instead of you going to the ranch and being like, hey, give me a job and pay me, you know what I mean? That's basically what you're telling him to do is pay you, right? He might not have the capacity to pay you at the moment, but you could be like this. Hey, listen, sir, I love the acreage you got here. You know what I mean? I love the animals you got here. Is there anything that I can do? I have Saturdays off. Is there anything that I can do to help you out and make your life easier on Saturdays? I can't come every Saturday. I can come maybe 2 times a month. Every other Saturday, I'll be here. What time you want me here? 8 o'clock in the morning? I'll come and help you out. You do that over a period of time. Eventually, this guy's going to be like, man, this guy provides so much value. Now you got talking leverage. Now you got options. You know what I'm trying to say? Now he's like, hey.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what, man? I need you here more than Saturday. Well, sir, sorry. I only have Saturday because I work. Well, forget about that other job. I want you here every single day now. And you like, boom, right there. That's how you do it, bro. You know what I mean? But y'all, I know this video is not going to even get as many views as like the shorts or some of our other views that get like 50 to 80 views. is because people don't want to do that. People don't want to extend their hand and be like, hey, listen, man, let me help you out. Let me be a friend to you. You know what I mean? Let me provide value in your life with the expectation of getting shit in return. Nothing. I don't expect anything in return. I just want to do this and bring value in your life. Now, the great thing about it is most people, once they see you bringing value in their life, they'll be like, man, you know what? This guy got to stick around. And then that's how you start to move up. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how you get closer to your goals.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, say person A is the person that is supposed to add value to the relationship in order to get things moving, and person B is the recipient of that, right? I feel like a lot of people don't initiate that value cycle of like, I give to you, you give to me, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, because they're thinking of themselves as person B. They're like, well, what have they ever done to me? What have they ever done for me to do anything for them? Somebody's got to start it in order for it to be a cycle.
Exactly.
In order for those transactions to happen, somebody's got to start it. So why not you be the first person? Now, if you're giving and giving and giving, and you're draining your soul and you're draining your pockets, and they don't give anything back, well, hey, you know, cut it then, like, because they're not being.
We're not saying be used. We're not saying be used. Be mindful. You know what I mean? Who you give these things to. Like, don't be used. We're not saying be used, but we're saying give value. And you know what I'm saying? As long as you're coming at it with a pure heart, then you don't got nothing to worry about. Even if he thinks the person that you give value to, he thinks for like maybe the first couple of months, man, this guy's an idiot, man. I'm just using him. Eventually, he's just going to be like, man, you know what? This guy is such a fucking awesome dude, man. You know what I'm trying to say? But again, there's a fine line. I'm not saying, we're not saying be used. There's a fine line between giving value and just giving your whole soul up and writing somebody your whole checkings account and actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Providing value. Don't be used.
Yeah, and you know, think of it like good karma. I don't really believe in like karma as like the supernatural, like invisible thing that people like to talk about it as. But just if you relate to it as good karma, like what goes around comes around, right? And it will pay off eventually if that person is supposed to be in your life, and if they're reciprocal, if they appreciate your efforts, you know, or you know, going off of like the work analogy, right? Say you every day at a job you show up on time. Say you're like moving up in the ranks because you know you're providing value to the company. Say you always like fucking answer emails on time or whatever you do for your job, right? Say you always come in with a positive attitude. You never really ask for like time off, or you don't ask for like too many sick days when they know good and well you're not sick. You show up, you put your heart into your work, you act like you want to fucking be there even though nobody wants to be there, and you're not in a rush to clock out. You stay late if you need to, if something needs to get done, and then say something comes up and you need some time off, but they ask for 2 weeks notice if you want time off, but something just came up for right next week. So you ask your boss, hey, I know I'm supposed to give my time off request 2 weeks in advance, but something came up next week and I really want to be there for my family. Is there any way that I can get that time off next week with this short notice? And again, I'm so sorry. I know this is against the policy. They will work with you because they know that you are an exemplary employee that adds value to the company. You are a valuable employee. So it'd be like, you know what, Andrew, even though we tell people to give 2 weeks notice and we just denied somebody time off because it was not 2 weeks notice, because you are always early to your shift, because you always stay late, because you are always just a wonderful employee and we love having you around, we're gonna work with you. We're gonna give you that time off that you need. Now on the flip side, say you come in late all the time, or late most of the time, or late even sometimes. Say when you show up to work, you act like you don't want to be there. You got a bad attitude. Say the quality of your work is subpar. Say, I'm just going to keep it with the emails, right? Say you always answering emails late. Say when you do answer emails, like customers are leaving bad reviews because of your shitty customer service. Say you always like 10 minutes before you clock out, you like, hey, hey, can I leave? Like, there's nothing really else to do right now. Can I leave? It's like, all right, I guess. Like, cause you feel like you're too good to be there, and that's rubbing off on the management. because they see that in you. They see that you don't want to be here, and you're acting like you don't want to be here, and you have a shitty attitude, and you're like, hey, something just came up next week that I need time out for. They will fucking laugh in your face, dog. Okay, they're not gonna laugh in your face if they're professional. They're not gonna laugh in your face. They're gonna laugh behind your back. But they're not gonna give you that time off, because what have you done for them besides just show up and be a fucking body in a chair that does the bare fucking minimum? What have you ever done for them? They're not gonna do anything for you. They're not gonna break policy for you because they don't see it as a worthy investment. Because you've done nothing but show them that you don't deserve that. So that's a work analogy right there. Is if you bring value to the company, they'll work with you. They'll do things for you that they're not doing for other people because you bring value to the company.
Dude,
you know,
that is the mouthful, bro. Because a lot of people. I get it. We've been trained very vigorously as a society to think as an employee, right? But let's just say, for example, you're working at a place, right? And if you start putting money into the boss's pockets, right? Like you're moving, like let's just say it's a service or a product that you're selling at this company, right? You work for a company, let's just say it's cookies. But you're able to off cookies to a certain person on the weekends, right? And you're bringing money into the boss's pockets. Bro, you got leverage now, man. You got a pedestal to talk on now. You know what I mean? He's not gonna let that go. He got money coming in from you. You're providing value. You put $300-$400 on the table every single week, cash, and you think the boss is gonna let you go? He gonna be like, hell no. And that's where you be able to get some leverage and some talking points. Like, hey, boss, I only really want to work Monday to Thursday now. You know what I mean? I'll still do all this stuff on Saturday that I do to, put some money in your pocket. But I kind of want to do Monday to Thursday. He'd be like, man, this and that. Well, that cookie, that I'm bringing a lot of value with that cookie thing. And then he started thinking, then, he's not going to just let you go because he knows that revenue, that additional revenue is putting money in his pockets. So that's how you get, some leverage and shit like that in your job, right? But another thing too, right? We're talking about, the financial aspects of this at the moment, right? I'm going to transition it pretty soon over here. But, there's a farm market, right, bro, that I go to all the time. Real life scenario. Mm-hmm. I go to it because number one, I like the products that they sell. It's like, non-GMO and shit like that, right? No chemicals, 100% grass-fed beef. Number two, I like that, like the little mom and pop environment. Everybody's super nice over there and they pay their workers a decent wage. So I'm like, okay. In my brain, I'm like, all right, well, they obviously need customers to support them. Why don't I do that? And I already like their products, so I might as well be a regular there, right? Now, check this out. I go there so much, I'm like on a first name basis, right? It's like I'm like a mini celebrity when I walk in there sometimes. It's like, hey, how you doing, Andrew? How you doing, Drew? Blah, 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 right? There was a pumpkin pie last year that I bought 3 times in a row, man. That shit was so fucking good, right? That pumpkin pie, bro, it was so good. Farm fresh ingredients.
Ooh, I love me some pumpkin pie. Oh, I love me some pumpkin
Farm
pie.
fresh ingredients. I'm talking like, it looked like a damn grandma, like pureed the pumpkin by herself by a hand. You know what I mean? With a damn rock and...
With her damn bare feet.
That's what I'm talking about. I bought it 3 times in a row, right? I bought it every week. So 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, right? There was one last pumpkin pie, right? So I bought 3 pumpkin pies from them already, right? There's one last pumpkin pie. And it was like so it was past Thanksgiving. It was more closer to New Year's Eve, right? And I was having my eye on it, man, because it's a little bit more of an expensive pie. So I didn't want to just buy it like that, Farm fresh ingredients, they're paying their workers pretty good. Obviously, you can kind of tell this is not like a $10 Costco pie that's this big, right? Very boutique, right?
Yeah.
I had my eye on it. I was like, hey, excuse me. What are you guys doing with that pumpkin pie right there? She's like, do you want it? I was like, yeah, but, I bought 3 already, and I think you've probably seen me over here a couple times and stuff like that. They're like this, we'll give you a discount on it. I was like, how much? Half off? And they're like, sure, half off. Only for me, because I'm over here supporting the store. I'm over here first name basis. You know what I mean? I'm over here giving the money that I earn over there. I'm buying the products. I'm supporting. You know what I mean? Not anybody else got 50% off a fucking pumpkin pie. I did though. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's just a small example, guys. That's just a small example how you can get leverage. You can have things work in your favor if you just give. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and you know what? that brings something to mind, which is like, think about it like a rewards program, right? Think about it as like everybody has a rewards program. You buy 5 things from us, the 6th one is half off. You know what I mean? If you do 5 things for me 6 times, hey, I got you. Or if you do less, if you do like 3 things for me, the fourth time when you need something from me, I'm gonna think back to the 3 things you did for me. Hey, I got you. Here's your rewards. Go ahead and redeem these rewards. That's really how that transaction works. And it goes for like every facet of life, which is why I think this is such a fantastic topic to speak on, because you can apply this to so many things, even relationships, because in relationships it's so much give or take. It's so much like, I'm doing this for you, you do this for me, we're doing this for each other. It has to be reciprocal. Otherwise, it's just going to seem like one-sided and things are going to just crumble and fall apart. So if you're doing a lot for your partner and they're doing a lot for you, that is a mutually beneficial relationship. Right. You know what I mean? It comes down to the things that you pay for, the things that you show up for. Like say your boyfriend's got something or girlfriend's got something or whatever going on, and you gotta miss work to be there. Guess what? Next time you got something going on, she gonna miss work to be there for you too, because she knows that you would do the same for her. You know what I mean? If you constantly asking to get your dick sucked and you never eat a pussy, guess what? She gonna suck your dick like it's a fucking chore. You know what I mean? Now if it's reciprocal, you know what I mean, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, I eat your pussy, you suck my dick, then it's going to be mutually beneficial, because she's always going to want to do the utmost for you because you always do the utmost for her. And that's going to let the relationship last a little bit longer, because y'all are both putting effort into that relationship, right? So even in every facet of your life that you can think of, you can probably apply this in some form or fashion. And you can actually put effort to give value into people's life and just see what comes back to you, because more often than not, unless they're just pieces of shit, ungrateful motherfuckers, more often than not, the value that you give to them will come back, and there's going to be a return on that investment, and you're going to realize that if you actually put forth that effort, it's going to pay off. So anyway, you got any last points to make, brother?
Yeah, I got a couple more points. Just bear with me here. No, dude, when you transitioned it to relationship, bro, it literally like telekinesis again, man. I had the fucking point right here drawn up, right? Mm-hmm. So, this video was an emphasis more on guys, but y'all girls out here, you know what I mean, watching these videos, like the 2 girls that's probably watching these videos, you're not safe for me yet. So I'm gonna be speaking to you right now, actually. So, we hear a lot about girls right now. The dating market also, like the economy, is kind of a shit show, right? Girls over here saying, I want a millionaire. He's got to be 6 foot and above. Now, for me and Ted, that's kind of easy to do.
Yep.
Point being,
Well, you like, for those of y'all who don't know, Andrew, look, we both got funny shaped heads, okay? So I'm not speaking from my hands here. For those of y'all who don't know, one time when we met up in Oregon, we had like a get together, right? It was me, Andrew, and Darwin, I think, and we took out the tape measure and we was measuring everybody's height, right? And Andrew in the front of his head down to the floor is 5'11", and from the back of his head down to the floor is like 6'1". It's the funniest shit.
Yeah, like 6 foot and a half. There's like a fucking slope. Yeah.
So like, Andrew, as far as like the 6 foot community, Andrew's got like 1 foot in that door. Andrew's biracial. You know what I mean? He's biracial. He part of the short kings, and he a part of the 6 foot and over. He got 1 foot.
And dude, it's such a crazy jump, right? Because it's not like, oh, he's just like, 6 foot. It's a big jump. It goes from like 5'11" and some change to like fucking 6 foot and a half. Like it clears 6 foot completely. No, it's funny too. Ted was like, dude, you really 5'11", man, with your fucking, and he hit the top of my head. He was like, holy shit. Like it was like a knuckle there. It was like this, if you could imagine my fucking sloped head. It was like, he's like, what the fuck, dude? He was like, holy shit, he was right all this time. I was like, yeah, bro, I got a funny shaped head.
Yeah, my boy got fucking hills and valleys and shit going on.
Bro, I got a damn mountain peak on my head. You know those old Tom and Jerry commercials where they would like tonk them with like a hammer or some shit?
Yeah, and be like, boo.
That's me, bro. Oh fuck, dude.
Oh man.
No. But
I bet growing up, when he was trying to ride the rides, they'd be like, oh yeah, you're too short to ride this ride. He'd be like, step forward, try again.
Dude, one time that happened to me, bro. He brought down the fucking like measurer, right? Because the front of my head, it looked smaller. And then he was like, all right, he brought down the thing and it was like, doink. And he was like, all right, you're good to go. Mm-hmm. No, but, you know, like you always hear girls, right? Going back to the topic, or well, not the topic, but the point. You know, you always hear girls, right? Like I said, y'all ladies, you're not fucking safe on this damn point right here. Oh, I want a millionaire. I want a guy that's 6 foot. No Cheesecake Factory. You know what I mean? He's got to be a business owner. All these fucking things, right? Have you ever thought and asked yourself, you know what I mean? Like, how can I provide value to this guy that I want, right? Hear me out here. Have you ever thought to yourself, like, what would this guy want? And how can I make his life easier? Let me tell you something. If more girls thought like that, you would be a lot closer to those answers of having a 6 foot guy, of having a potential millionaire, if you thought like that. But they're not going to think like that, and it's a lost cause, but, you know what I mean? This is some free gaming for you.
Yeah, like, a lot of females, you're saying, like, they just want kind of like a gimme of a man.
Spoil
like,
me.
Well,
Give me.
You know what? Yeah, spoil me. I'm pretty, and I'm good in bed, and whatever. So I expect a man to basically just fucking slave away and provide for me 100%, and I'm not gonna put anything into the finances. I'm not gonna put anything into his emotional well-being. I'm not gonna put anything into his interests and what he wants to do.
Right.
I'm not gonna put anything into the car or the house. He's got to take care of all that. Now, that's not like a grand majority of females, but there are so many that it sometimes it seems like it, where it's like, so you just want to be basically that man's child. Like you just want to be that man's child, and he has to take care of you as if you cannot take care of yourself in any aspect, any regard, right? And so, yeah, it applies to that as well. If you're not bringing any equivocal, if you're not bringing any equal value to the relationship, or even close to equal value, if you're not even putting the effort to give equal value because you're pretty and you just deserve everything to be handed to you, that man gonna cheat.
Yep. Tell him, bro. Tell him.
Hate to break it to you. Yeah, he's sleeping with somebody that actually gives more to him than just a fucking. Because you know, when he's cheating on you, it's not for the sex. You know, it's because he's getting more emotional value, and maybe she's actually doing more for him as a person, as a man, giving him more of what he needs, and he actually sees himself in a relationship with this other person, than this bum that fucking just pretty bum. There's a lot of pretty bums out there. Let me tell you that. There's some pretty ass bums. And I'm not talking about homeless people. I'm talking about the ladies that fucking,
dude,
they just want everything to be fucking handed to them, and they don't want to do nothing about it. And we're not making this shit up. There's fucking thousands of videos out there. Just look it up. There's thousands of videos of women talking about this, and it's fucking scary.
Dude,
like,
you know,
they fucking exist.
I work 6 days a week usually, right? There's some days I'm like, all right, I can't come in this week, but I usually work 6 days a week, right? So you know what I mean? Like financially, I'm decent, right? Point being, you know what I mean? Like, take me to New York. Okay, it's done. What am I gonna get in return for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want this from a guy. You want to go to New York. You want to go to fucking Puerto Rico, whatever the fucking case may be. Okay, done. It's done now. What am I gonna get from it? I just get to look at your fucking the face when I fucking eat fucking brunch with you, which is another $200 bill in fucking New York City. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, like for example, right? Ladies, I'm gonna give you a free game on this one. I'm gonna give you a free game on this one, right? You're not gonna
Two
take
and a
it.
half ladies watching.
Yeah, they're not gonna take it. The ladies are not gonna take this advice. But check this out, right? You meet a guy that's on a very big trajectory to, you know what I mean, do good financially for himself, right? Because that's what you want. Okay, you got to use your brain now and be like, all right, where does he have a hole or there's something like lacking that I can fill?
Oh, man, that's fucking quality advice. God damn. Say that shit one more time, brother.
Where is the fucking lack in his life that I can fill? He don't need sex. He can just get sex or he can buy sex, all right? You know what I mean? It's 2024. People don't give a fuck about paying for pussy.
The man's got sex attached to his fucking body. He don't need, it's right here. It's attached to him. He don't need, anyway, sorry. I got a little carried away. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, for example, right? You're like, man, he's always so busy. He don't have any time to talk to me. He comes back after, 12-hour shift or, 12-hour on the job or, 12 hours at the restaurant or business that he built. He comes back home. You crack open a beer. Or you pour his fucking favorite glass of scotch. Hey, babe, I know it was a rough day. As soon as he walks through the door, here's a little bit of scotch for you. Man, that motherfucker gonna be like, man, that's a good woman right there, ain't it? Hey,
Yeah.
I really noticed that you like your eggs done a certain way. You know what I mean? Here it is in the morning time right there. Boom. Man, he'd be like, man, This is a good girl right here, man. You know what I'm trying to say? But people have lost.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there because, like, you pretty much just talking about, like, just cooking. You know what I mean? Like that could be misconstrued where it's like that's like kind of misogynistic.
Oh,
right?
well, whatever,
like
bro. Like I'm saying, like whatever.
No, but wait, I got a point.
Go ahead.
So like, I've seen these stories that like fill my heart and that give me faith in relationships. I've seen these stories where it's like, my man is saving up for this thing that he wants, and he saved up $5,000. He had to save up $5,000. It's like, say it's a car. Mm-hmm. He saved up $5,000 to get a car, but he didn't know that secretly I was also, putting away money equal to what he was saving. So now instead of $5,000, I'm gonna surprise him. Now he's got $10,000 to spend on a new car. Like, if a woman does that for you, like that's like equal value, like. You better fucking put a ring on her finger. You better put a fucking baby in her belly, and you better you better keep that woman around, because that for me is like such a good example of reciprocation that maybe is not expected of a woman in traditional relationships, but is so much appreciated because it's unexpected, and because you put so much money into the relationship. That car is probably for you, both of y'all. So you put so much money into the relationship, and to see some of that actually like pay off and come back to you, it's not always about the money. It's about the gesture. Yeah. The gesture and the fact that the gesture is so comparable to what you do for the relationship, that shit means so much more than I come home, have a meal cooked for me, rub my feet and make me come. You know what I mean? It just means so much more in that regard. So if you can find a spot, like how he said, like if you can find a spot where you can fit something in that'll actually like mean so much to him, right? You better take full advantage of that, because I promise you, we're not used to being like treated like that. We're not used to being cared for like that. If you find something like that to do for your man, I swear to God, if he doesn't put a fucking ring on you, if he doesn't fucking confess like his eternal great gratitude and love for you, and that's an ungrateful bastard right there, because you did everything you fucking could.
Yeah, no. So, like, I didn't go the money way, obviously, because I'm not really hurting for cash. But I you know what I mean? Like, see where the value can be added, and then add it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a lot of things that, girls be asking for nowadays, right? And when you boil it down to, it's like, you're really fucking selfish, bro. Like, you don't want to give this guy anything in return. And a lot of times, the guy doesn't even get fucking sex in return. He got to beg you for sex. And he's paying all the fucking bills. He's taking you to Turk and Caicos, New York City, Miami. And he's still got to fucking beg you for sex? Oh, my gosh, bro. That is ridiculous. That's straight ridiculous. Now, again, do whatever you want with this advice. I'm just saying, you want to keep that kind of a guy or get closer to that kind of a guy, you start adding value, man, that guy not going to let you go, man. You know what I'm trying to say? He going to get you and keep you. You know what I'm trying to say? But I want to transition real quick to the guys too, right? Because...
All right. Hey, well, we got to wrap this up too because we got a whole nother video after this.
Yeah, I got you. It's a quick one anyway. You know, a lot of guys out there, they're like, man, I want to get vagina, bro. I want to fuck, dude. I want to have a rotation of girls. I want to hook up and shit like that. That's your prerogative. Be very careful. Use a condom, shit like that, right? You'll find out very quickly that hookups is not exactly what you think it's gonna be. But anyway, have you ever thought in your head as a guy? Let me get myself back in focus here. Have you ever thought in yourself as a guy, what would the girl want from me? See, that's where it becomes self-reflective, right? Have you ever thought like, maybe I'm a little overweight right now. Maybe she might want a six-pack. You know, I'm kind of broke right now, shit like that. Maybe let me just wait a little bit before I start asking these things of girls, and let me get some money up, right? Let me get my money up. You know, I'm kind of a nobody in this town. Let me get my status up. Let people know that I'm a friendly, nice guy. Show that I'm charismatic, right? You will find as a guy, once you kind of get a lot of these things kind of going for yourself, not even that you need to have a six-pack, right? I'm not even saying you got to be a millionaire. I'm just saying that you on the trajectory towards those things, or you working towards them, or you hit certain landmarks, you will find girls are so much fucking easy to deal with, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you gotta, girls will put themselves in vicinity of you so that way you can approach them. Or they'll just outright approach you. You'll be like, holy shit, I never had a girl fucking approach me before. But you started thinking of what they want. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep, absolutely. And man, that brought up a really good point that I want to make as far as having value as a man and attracting females, okay? I mean, it's such a... Look, it might be a little bit... Like, depending on how men use this, it might be a little bit manipulative. But, so... I feel weird sharing this because I know it's gonna be like one or two female. Hey, hold up. Let me take this camera. Come here, fellas. Come here. Hey, the females need to stay over there. I'm talking to the fellas. Come here. I gotta whisper this to you. So, when a girl is expressing something that she's really interested in, what you need to do, whether you care about it or not, you need to keep talking about it and keep talking about it. Keep asking her questions about it. Show the utmost interest in what she's interested in. Because if you do that, she gonna drop them draws, bro. She gonna drop them draws because guess what you're doing? You're providing support in her interest in life. Oh, and don't even get me started on emotional support. Say she's going through something like emotionally and you're like, all you want to talk about is what she's going through, and y'all got like y'all have like hour-long conversations about this shit, and you like giving her advice and shit. I swear to God she gonna drop them draws for you, bro. That's the value that you need to bring. If you're trying to get women, you got to bring the value of emotional support. And hey, all right, the females are back. Anyway, what I was saying was, just do that, and you gonna have more luck in your love life. You know what I mean? So anyway, anything else you got left to say, brother?
That's all I gotta say, man. And again, don't expect anything in return. You know what I mean? You have to have true, passionate interest in the things you do, otherwise it's not gonna fucking last. And you know what I mean? Hopefully some of y'all take this advice and run with it. You know what I mean? I think this is some game that you're not gonna get. Somebody's gonna charge you $500 an hour to fucking learn this shit. But subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the comment section below, and share the video with your friends, man.
Yes, sir. And we will see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.